Picture the moment when the world around you collapses in on itself, leaving you in suffocating darkness. The weight of betrayal and hurt presses down, and every breath feels like an act of defiance. How do we find the strength to stand tall when someone we trusted wounds us deeply? In the next few moments, we will explore how to handle a man who hurts you, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. We stand at the edge of heartbreak, yet within that darkness, we have the power to transform pain into resilience. Subscribe this channel and press the bell icon for more updates. We gather here as seekers of truth, unity, and self-mastery. Though the circumstances of our lives may differ, we share a common goal: to cultivate inner fortitude in the face of emotional turmoil. For centuries, the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, have shown us a path to serenity, urging us to harness our capacity for self-control rather than surrender to despair. Their words echo across time, whispering that we are not defined by the hurt others inflict, but by our response to it. When a man you once trusted wounds you, through words, actions, or betrayals, your immediate impulse might be to rage, withdraw, or even lash out. Yet Stoicism teaches that true strength emerges when we refuse to be governed by destructive emotions. We do not deny the pain. We feel it fully, but we do not let it command us. Instead, we stand at the threshold of our own transformation, prepared to rise above the wreckage and forge a new path forward. Let us begin our journey by acknowledging the weight of heartbreak, then learning how to transmute that burden into wisdom and resolve. 1. Confronting the depth of your pain. 1. Acknowledging the wound. The first step is to acknowledge the depth of the wound. Pretending it does not exist or minimizing its impact will only bury the pain deeper, allowing it to fester in your subconscious. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By confronting the reality of the hurt, we gain clarity about the source of our suffering. Why this matters. Pain unacknowledged remains pain unhealed. We must first see the wound before we can mend it. Stoic perspective. Acceptance of reality is the bedrock of resilience. Marcus Aurelius reminds us in his Meditations that we should face hardship head-on, not shy away from it. 2. Embracing vulnerability. We often associate vulnerability with weakness, yet true vulnerability is a profound act of courage. It allows us to remain open to life despite the sting of betrayal. Seneca wrote extensively on the subject of adversity, noting that hardship can serve as a crucible for forging inner strength. By not denying our pain, we invite genuine healing. Practical step: reflect in solitude. Journaling or quiet contemplation helps to bring hidden emotions to the surface. Outcome: vulnerability clarifies our emotions, setting the stage for us to regain control over them. 2. Reclaiming emotional sovereignty. 1. Understanding the power of choice. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control external events, we can control our internal responses. This principle is especially crucial when someone has hurt us. We stand at a fork in the road. We can choose to let our emotions rule us, or we can direct them toward constructive action. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Stoic insight: even when betrayed, we retain the freedom to shape our perspective. Practical step: when anger or grief surges, pause, breathe, ask, is my reaction serving me, or is it enslaving me? 2. Taming destructive emotions. Anger, jealousy, and despair can burn fiercely. However, Epictetus urged us to observe these emotions without letting them consume our reason. He argued that emotions are natural responses, but our choices, our judgments about those emotions, are what truly define us. Why this matters. An unchecked emotional storm can drive us to destructive behaviors or words we later regret. Application. Channel that emotional energy into self-improvement. Exercise, creative pursuits, or learning can be powerful outlets that transform pain into progress. 3. Cultivating self-control and inner strength. 1. Building the inner fortress. In Stoic philosophy, we are encouraged to develop an inner fortress, a place within our minds that remains unshaken by external turmoil. When a man hurts us, it's as though a storm rages at our gates. Yet, if our fortress is strong, the storm cannot breach our walls. This fortress is not built of stone, but of virtues: courage, temperance, wisdom, and justice. Example. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations while bearing the weight of an empire. In the midst of wars and betrayals, he cultivated tranquility by focusing on his internal moral compass. How to apply. Engage in daily reflection. Ask yourself, have I acted with virtue today? This simple question aligns your actions with your core values, reinforcing the walls of your inner fortress. 2. Embracing discomfort as a teacher. Seneca believed adversity reveals our true character. When someone wounds us, it can serve as an unwelcome yet powerful teacher. Pain forces us to confront our vulnerabilities, our fears, and our attachments. By leaning into this discomfort, we uncover hidden strengths and areas for growth. Practical step. When pain surfaces, treat it like a signal. Ask, what is this teaching me about myself? About my needs, my boundaries, my aspirations? Outcome. Each lesson learned transforms heartbreak into a stepping stone for personal evolution. The art of detachment. 1. Recognizing what you can and cannot control. A cornerstone of Stoicism is differentiating between what lies within our power and what does not. The actions of another person, whether they hurt us intentionally or through negligence, fall outside our realm of control. Our response, however, is firmly within our grasp. Epictetus reminds us, some things are up to us, and some are not up to us. Why this matters. Attempting to control the uncontrollable only amplifies frustration. Practical tip. Write down 2 lists. One of what you can control, your mindset, your actions, your future decisions, and one of what you cannot, another person's choices, the past. Focus your energy on the first list. 2. Letting go of unproductive attachments. When we cling to the idea of revenge, or remain fixated on changing someone who has hurt us, we waste precious energy. Detachment does not mean apathy. It means releasing what no longer serves our growth. By letting go, we free ourselves from the chains of resentment. Stoic wisdom. Marcus Aurelius counseled compassion, even toward those who do us harm, for they are acting according to their nature and knowledge. While we do not have to condone their actions, we can free ourselves from hatred by acknowledging that we cannot alter their nature. Action step. Perform a ritual of release. Write down your grievances on a piece of paper and burn it. Symbolic gestures can reinforce your decision to let go. 5. Setting boundaries and moving forward. 1. Defining personal boundaries. Part of handling someone who hurts you is setting healthy boundaries. Stoicism does not advocate for passive acceptance of mistreatment. Instead, it empowers us to protect our well-being without succumbing to vengeful impulses. Researchers in modern psychology echo this. Establishing clear limits is essential for emotional health. Example: if a man continually disrespects your time or feelings, calmly communicate your limits. If he fails to respect them, remove yourself from his sphere of influence. Why this matters. Boundaries serve as a shield for your inner peace, ensuring that you do not compromise your dignity. 2. Choosing the path of growth. Moving on is not merely about surviving the aftermath of hurt. It's about thriving beyond it. We choose to evolve, to redirect our energy toward what enriches us. This might include new pursuits, healthier relationships, or a deeper spiritual practice. In Seneca's letters, he often spoke of the power of purpose in transcending personal strife. Actionable insight. Channel your pain into a project or passion that nurtures your spirit, whether that's art, study, volunteering, or mentorship. Long-term benefit. By investing in growth, you transform what was once a source of sorrow into a catalyst for positive change. 6. The role of forgiveness. 1. Forgiving for your own sake. Forgiveness is a complex topic, particularly when dealing with deep wounds. Yet, Stoicism and modern psychology converge on one point. Forgiveness is less about excusing the other person and more about liberating yourself from bitterness. It doesn't mean forgetting the offense or allowing it to continue. Rather, it means releasing the emotional poison that keeps you tethered to the pain. Stoic perspective. Epictetus taught that holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot coal. You are the one who gets burned. Practical approach. Forgiveness can be a gradual process. You might begin by simply acknowledging the possibility that the offender is a flawed human being, just as we all are. 2. Balancing forgiveness with self-respect. Forgiveness should never be confused with allowing repeated harm. Marcus Aurelius advocated for compassion, but also believed in self-responsibility. If a man continues to harm you, Stoicism encourages you to act decisively, whether that means cutting ties, seeking legal recourse, or enlisting support from trusted friends or professionals. Outcome: a balanced approach to forgiveness ensures that you do not become a perpetual victim. You offer compassion, but also uphold boundaries that safeguard your integrity. 7. Finding meaning in the aftermath. 1. Embracing the concept of Amor Fati. Amor Fati translates to love of fate, a key Stoic principle championed by figures like Friedrich Nietzsche, inspired by the Stoics, and echoed in the works of modern Stoic scholars. It means embracing every event, good or bad, as part of the tapestry of your life. Even the most painful experiences can hold seeds of transformation. Why this matters. By welcoming all experiences, we learn to see adversity not as a curse, but as an integral thread that weaves our personal narrative. Application. Reflect on how the hurt you endured might reshape your worldview, strengthen your resilience, or deepen your empathy for others in pain. 2. Honoring your own growth. When we endure heartbreak, it's tempting to linger on the memory of the one who caused it. Instead, Stoicism urges us to turn our gaze inward, toward our evolving selves. By focusing on our growth, our lessons, our newly discovered strengths, we reclaim the narrative of our lives. Practical exercise. Write a letter to your future self, describing how this experience changed you for the better. Seal it away and revisit it months later to observe your progress. Result. This act solidifies your commitment to transformation and underscores that the real story is about you, not the person who caused you harm. 8. Unity in our collective journey. We stand together in this pursuit of resilience and inner peace. Though our individual stories differ, the underlying emotional currents are the same. The Stoics believed that humanity is bound by a shared capacity for reason and virtue, and that our collective strength grows when we uplift each other. Why this matters. Healing is often amplified in community. By recognizing our common struggles, we extend compassion not only to ourselves, but also to others who suffer. In practice, share your experiences and lessons with those who walk a similar path. The insights you gain from Stoicism become more powerful when you pay them forward. 9. Conclusion: rising above the hurt. When a man hurts you, it's easy to feel powerless, like a ship battered by relentless waves. Yet, Stoic philosophy reminds us that true power lies in our capacity to govern our own minds. We may not control the storms that assail us, but we can master our response. We can acknowledge our pain, reclaim our emotional sovereignty, and build an unshakable fortress of virtue within. This journey demands self-reflection, discipline, and the courage to let go of what no longer serves us. It also requires compassion for ourselves, for the flawed individual who caused us harm, and for anyone else navigating the turbulent seas of heartbreak. By practicing detachment, setting firm boundaries, and finding meaning in our struggles, we emerge stronger, wiser, and more deeply connected to the essence of our own humanity. Remember, the hurt we endure does not define us. Our response defines us, and in that response lies the power to transcend pain, to discover uncharted depths of resilience, and to shape a future in which we stand tall, unbroken, unbowed, and guided by the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. End of script. In the darkness of heartbreak, we find a spark of possibility. We invite you to carry this Stoic flame forward, into your own life, and into the lives of those who need its steady light. Let us, together, prove that no matter how deeply we are wounded, we can rise, forging our pain into a weapon of wisdom and forging ourselves into paragons of unyielding strength.